All right, what's going on, y'all? Well, I happened to look, like before I kind of finished the other one, before I kind of closed that one out, I happened to look. The previous video was from 6 months ago. This one is from 5 months ago. Update on the Pinellas County Sheriff's records fail and illegal trespass. So he did push it. He did pursue it. That's freaking awesome. Love it. Oh, I love that. Pinellas County lies. Oh my God, I love it. Oh man. I was going to do a totally different video until I happened to see this one, in the link. And I was like, oh shit, he did actually do an update. Holy crap.
Well, hello and welcome back. My name is James McLennis. I'm running for Pinellas County Sheriff. And I'm doing a little bit of an update on the video that I did recently where I was trespassed from the Pinellas County Courthouse by 6 Pinellas County Sheriff deputies, even though I had done nothing wrong. I've got a lot of people that are asking me for an update about it, so I thought I would go ahead and make this little video and explain what's going on since then. I have filed a criminal complaint against all of those involved, including the woman behind the counter. The Attorney General for the state of Florida actually says on her website that it is illegal, a violation of Title 10, Chapter 119, for a government agency to charge an individual to view.
Whoa. It's illegal to charge a fee? Hold on, let him finish.
A hearing video or a hearing audio, which is exactly what I was attempting.
So it's illegal to charge for those. Again, as I said in the previous video, if I have to follow the law, then those of you who take an oath to enforce the law also need to follow the fucking law.
To do that day, asked to view and listen and inspect and make my own copy of the video in a hearing. Deputy Hames filed a false report on the event. And in his report, he literally made 10 specific, very clear lies in his report, which doesn't.
Why would you lie when you know he's recording? Why would you lie when he... This is where people say that police officers or law enforcement need more training. It's shit like this and officers like this that is the reason why people say that police and law enforcement need more training. How dumb, and as I said in the previous video, it really does seem like you guys are fucking retarded. Like only dumbass retards become fucking law enforcement. Which, out of all my friends and family, I know that's not true. Yet somehow or another, you guys keep making a case for people like fucking LeBron James and everybody. Y'all are literally making their case for them that you need retraining or restructuring. Y'all are making the case. You lied knowing he's recording and he is a political opponent for your boss. He's not just some dumbass off the street. He's a very smart citizen, and he's also running against your boss for county sheriff, meaning he knows the law, meaning he knows what he's doing, and he's also recording. Why would you lie when he's recording it? Oh my God. How dumb can y'all fucking be? Why are y'all cops if you're this stupid?
Surprised me because I would say that approximately 80% of all sheriff's reports, and in fact all police reports across the board, have some measure of misinformation, intentional omission of information, or direct lies in them. And this one is no different. Basically what I have is
which this is something I've known since I was a kid, since I was a teen. Read every citation, read every ticket to see if everything that is on there, on the actual citation and everything, is accurate. I have been given tickets and citations before, and it'll be like the wrong license plate number, which gets it thrown out. It'll be the wrong address, even though you gave the right address, and all that. And that gets the ticket thrown out. The wrong time, the wrong location, all of that. It all has to be accurate. If it's not accurate, it'll get thrown out.
Report that he wrote after we got done with this little event. And the report, there's a copy of the report that I'll show right now.
Which even though as big as it is and everything, oh my God, these commercials. Yes. Fucking corruption of YouTube. Jeez.
And I've submitted both the video and his specific lies to the Pinellas County Sheriff's Department and the state attorney, Bernie McKay, requesting that criminal charges be prosecuted against him for.
And I would have gone to an internal affairs as well.
Knowingly and intentionally issuing.
Actually, no. Is there such thing as internal affairs for the sheriff's department? I mean, they've got to have police to police to police, right?
False police report. The first lie that he told about me was that I'm an upset white male. And if you viewed the video, you clearly see that at no point in time was I upset. Did I express that I was upset? Did I in any way show any type of aggravation or irritation?
Again, why would you lie when he is recording? I really do not. There's got to be some of the dumbest fucking law enforcement in law enforcement. Which obviously that is. Obviously it's true. There's got to be at least, I don't know, 30% maybe that are just complete fucking retards.
These deputies that clearly deserved to be shown some type of upsetness, but I didn't do it. The next thing he said was that I was refusing to leave. That's lie number 2. Now, if you look in the video and you watch,
if he was refusing to leave, then you would have been able to arrest him. Duh.
The video, at no point did I refuse to leave the area. I was never asked to leave. I was asked at one point to step outside the office while they figure out what was going on, but I was never asked to leave the building, and I was never asked to leave, which would have been predicate to me being trespassed.
Right.
You can clearly see throughout the entire video, at no point in time was I ever asked to leave. Now, line number 3, he stated that James was requesting a copy of an audio proceeding. You can clearly see throughout the entire video, at no point in time did I request a copy of the audio proceeding. If I did that, then I already knew that there was going to be a $25 fee. But according to the Attorney General, once again, I'm not required to pay $25 if I just want to listen to it or view it and make my own copy of it, which is exactly what I asked to do.
Okay.
Line number 4, and I quote his report, he, which means me, then stated he did not need to pay the fee but was legally allowed to listen to the audio in the DCRO, which is the Digital Court Reporting Office. Once again, at no point in time did I request to go back into the Digital Court Reporting Office. I didn't ask to go in the secure area. I really didn't care where they allowed me to listen to the video or the audio, but that's not my problem. Their problem is they need to show me the video, let me listen to the video someplace in the building. I didn't really care what it was. But it's very important that this deputy try and lie and say that I was trying to get into a secure area. Lie number 5, he said, he, again me, began to argue and bang on the window and the service bell, requesting that his legal rights be supported. Well, let's take
a look.
Look at the video and see, did I try and bang on the window? I gently knocked on the window once and I rang the bell twice. I don't think that that's banging on the window or banging on the bell. And I definitely didn't request that my legal rights be supported. Each time I knocked on the window and I said, excuse me, I'd like to make another records request. That's all I said. Another lie. So,
It's not gonna happen.
okay, so you're gonna violate Title 10, Chapter 119?
Yes.
You're gonna violate Title 10.
I like how he asked a second time, because the first time he asked, you're going to violate Chapter 10:19, she said yes. She willingly said, yes, I'm going to violate that chapter. Which means you broke the law, lady.
In Chapter 119.
I am telling you that I don't have facilities for you to sit here and listen to your audio.
This is Christine Hawthorne, manager of Digital Court Reporting. And he gives the phone number and fax.
Of your proceedings.
What's my proceeding?
Whatever proceedings. You can buy an audio CD. They're $25, and that's how this office conducts business.
For example, agencies may not charge citizens for listening to audio recordings of any hearings or for reviewing documents unless redaction of exempt material is necessary. Other than that, generally agencies may not charge a fee for the inspection of public records. Inspection of, which is what he was asking. He wasn't asking for a copy. He was asking for inspection so he can make his own copy.
Well, I understand that, but there is case law here in Florida under Title 10, Chapter 119, where people have been sued, agencies have been sued for that exact thing that you're asking me. And so I'm coming here to ask to listen to it. And I do have the legal right under Title 10, Chapter 119 to come at any given time during normal business hours and inspect and copy any record, including audio records, including video records. And you cannot say you can't hear it, you can't see it, you cannot inspect it, you cannot copy it unless you pay us $25. That's against the law. That's putting a restriction, that's putting a condition on the access to the records. And by law, you can't do that.
Legal education, but I said no.
So you're going to violate that? I need another public records request.
One bell ring, one ringy dingy.
So now she's not coming to the window.
Two ringy dingy.
My guess is she's probably calling the police.
She was, in fact, calling the sheriff before I even knocked. Before he knocked. Sign says tap lightly. So?
Says not to knock on the door. That does say
We're getting someone for you. Just
I'd like to make another public records request.
The someone they were getting were 6 Pinellas County Sheriff's deputies that did not know the law. But obviously, she lied to them. Again,
It's a little dark.
why lie? What's the point of other than corruption? Other than.
All they have you in. There are the hours of operation that they're open. I'll ring the bell.
Okay, we can get past all of this because we already went through that video.
Listen to the recording and make my.
Yeah, okay, so it's just going through the recording. Okay, get back to it. Here we go. The officer, the sheriff's deputy, is named Ian Hames. Okay.
Lie number 6, and this is the one that really frosts me the most. He said, due to his aggressive behavior, inability to follow directions, and disruptive behavior in the lobby of the DCRO, that's why they trespassed me. But if you watch the videotape from the very beginning, he's specifically referring to me being in the lobby of the Digital Court Reporting Office. But if you look at the audio, you can clearly see that at no point in time did I do any of those things. I was not being aggressive inside the DCRO.
Again, why lie when you are being recorded? I really just...
I was not being told anything. I was not being given any directions. Nobody directed me to do anything other than the one deputy asking me to leave, which was, again, a violation of my rights. In a public area, I have a right to not only videotape the interaction with the officers, I have a duty to videotape the interaction with the clerk who's refusing me records. Because here in Florida, the only enforcement that we have for that is a civil remedy, meaning a lawsuit. And if I want to file a lawsuit, if I'm allowed to file a lawsuit, I have every right to document the actual refusal. If I had no audio or video of the refusal of the woman to let me see and inspect the videotape, then they would clearly just lie about it, just like they did in this report, and make up nonsense about how they never really refused to allow me to.
So any interaction that you have with law enforcement or the county or anything like that, you should record. You should. If you are in a public area, everybody should record. Everyone. Again, if you can't do the job, then don't do the job. Quit the fucking job. I don't care what job it is. Working at a bowling alley, working at McDonald's, working anywhere, but especially if you are working in law enforcement or in government. If you're gonna fucking lie, then just go. Just quit. Just quit. Hillary Clinton, 33,000 emails missing. Oh my God, people, seriously, just fucking stop.
And that's why it's always important when you deal with the police or you deal with.
Oh, I forgot what I was going to say about my friend when he was like, Mark, you were just way too honest to be a cop. And I was like, isn't that like a benefit? Isn't the honesty part a benefit? But yeah, oh my God. But yeah, but if you had become a cop, then there would be all these officers that would hate you, and everything. I said, because I'd do my job, because I'd even report them for not doing their job. That you're telling me that I wouldn't make a good officer because I would do the job? Because I would do the job correctly, that wouldn't make me a good officer. Okay.
Government entities, I suggest you video
Yep.
everything. Because
Video everything.
as you can see from what happened there, and as you can see from this Deputy Haynes' report, they will just lie through their teeth to criminalize you and possibly, hopefully, arrest you. Lie number 7 is request to listen or view audio inside the DCRO secure area. Lie number 8, James then began arguing that it was his legal right, according to Title 10, that he'd be allowed to the audio inside the DCRO. Lie number 9, I once again clarified that they do not allow for that, and specifically that he was not authorized personnel allowed to enter the DCRO back area. He continued arguing about this Title 10 legal right to do so. All 3 of those lies are absolutely false. In fact, on the video, I specifically told him I didn't ask to go back in the DCRO. I didn't ask to go back in the secure area. And I most certainly didn't ask to view a video back there. And I reiterated that they could show me the video any place they wanted to. They had a legal obligation under the law to do that. And I was asking merely for what they were legally obligated to do for me.
Right. Yep.
Lie number 10, in this particular report that Haynes filed, he said, Christine arrived a minute later and verbally told James, and he's quoting her now. He says, quote, "You are being trespassed from the digital court reporter's office," unquote. That would be technically the correct form to trespass somebody, but that's not at all what she said. This is what she said, which is not a correct form to trespass somebody.
Correct.
Mrs. Gentleman?
Yes.
Yes.
You want to trespass on this property?
Yes, sir.
All right, I don't know if you put your hands behind your back.
You can't arrest me for that. Seriously, dude?
Listen, was any told earlier at this point you've been notified by authorized personnel that you are to be trespassed from this area? I will be doing a report. First thing I need to get is your information, and then I'm going to request that you ask. Sure.
Haynes, just tell him.
Sir, you're not welcome back here anymore
And why is that?
at the DCR department
And
window.
why is that?
Because when I told
That's
you,
good. You're good. You don't have to explain. Tell us, Mike.
And this officer, Anita Garcia, was the one that violated my rights to video, physically put hands on me, assaulted me with no legal right to do so, gave me unlawful orders, and interfered with my right to document the fact that I was having a law violated against me, being prevented from accessing my records. Anita Garcia had no idea what the law was. She had no idea what my rights were. Clearly, she had a very poor attitude. And I've also filed criminal charges against her for the assault that day. We can't have a Pinellas County where the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office and all its deputies consider the citizens of Pinellas County to be the enemy, to be treated.
And see, as I said, for one, and I said this to somebody else when they had asked for suggestions on how we fix a black woman, had asked for current, like, well, how do we fix things right now? Well, for one, best way to fix it, stop breaking the law. That's a really good one right there. How we fix fucking, considering that this Jacob, whatever, the guy who got shot and all this other shit, he already had active felony warrants against him. So he was a bad person. He was a bad fucking person. How about you not break the law? There's one. There's one suggestion right there. Don't break the law. Second suggestion, get rid of corrupt law enforcement. Get rid of bad cops. Get rid of bad law enforcement. There are your two suggestions. Get rid of bad law enforcement. Stop breaking the law. That would make things so much better for those of us who are law-abiding citizens who don't want to be harassed by bad cops because of suspicion or whatever the fuck. Stop breaking the law. Why are you breaking the law? Why are you breaking the law? Because usually, even going back to my friends going back to high school, and I will admit I'm part of in that. I'm in that conversation myself because some of the dumb shit that we did, like Grand Theft Auto, breaking and entering, some of the dumb shit we did. If I had gotten caught, fine. If I had gotten caught, actually, let me rephrase something. Let me back some stuff up. When I was younger, growing up, even if I had gotten caught, I probably wouldn't have gotten in trouble because I knew my mom, for one, and this is honest, my mom worked for the mob. She worked for the Irish mob, and she was a Hell's Angel chick, and she basically knew all the corrupt cops that dealt in prostitution, drugs, all that stuff. So whenever I actually did get in trouble, to tell you the truth, getting arrested probably would have been much safer. Because the times that my younger brothers did get in trouble, yeah, the officers would, wait, isn't that Mary's boy? Oh, well, hey, somebody call her. And we're like, no, take us in. We're like, fuck. Because trust me, mom showing up was way worse than what the cops were going to do to us. But yeah, because that did happen. That did happen once. Me and my older brother got into a fight. I beat his ass. And it spilled outside, which I whipped his ass. I was defending myself. But I've been to martial arts since I was a kid. He hasn't. But then again, he did on his own some boxing and some martial arts on his own and stuff like that and whatever. And he was a badass. My older brother was a badass. But it's like, I can whip your ass. I may be your younger brother by 2 years, but I can whip your ass. I actually have more training than you. Maybe to other people out there. My older brother had never lost a fight to anyone. There was one guy, I can't remember his name, that was known for whipping everybody's ass. And sure enough, the day came that him and my older brother got into it. My older brother beat the fuck out of him. And it spread all over our school, everybody's school, like everybody in fucking Norfolk knew this fight. Everybody. So my brother could whip everybody's ass. Thing is, again, that was just regular street fighting and shit. I was actually put in the martial arts by my mother to learn how to fight. So yeah, I ended up whipping his ass. Anyway, go outside. I'm outside just trying to just get away from his dumb ass and shit. Already put his head through the wall and shit. And he follows me outside. So shit goes on outside. Neighbors end up calling the cops, which I think they should have just stayed out of it. I mean, it's two brothers fighting. Just stay out of it. I mean, it was at one of the bars that I frequent, and one of my friends was involved in an altercation, and I was about to go protect my friend when one of my other friends grabbed me and goes, "No, Mark, that's his brother." And I was like, "Oh," and sat right back down. I was like, "Family, let them fight. Fuck it, let them fight. That's brothers. Let them fight." But for some dumbass reason, the neighbors called the cops. So there was like eight. It was a lot of fucking cop cars. All these cops show up and are going to arrest us and everything. And that's when a couple of the cops were like, "Hey, ain't this Mary's house? Ain't this Mary's kids?" And we're like, "Oh, hell, somebody call Mary." And we were like, "No, arrest us. Arrest us. Just arrest us." And they're like, "Oh, no. Woo, we calling your mom." And mom showed up and beat the shit out of us. I've told this story before in other videos. I know I have. Mom beat the shit out of us in front of all the cops. And I mean, she beat the shit out of us. It wasn't spanking, whipping, because my mom was also a martial artist. She had been in martial arts since she was a kid. So my mom was she beat our asses. Well, it's also not like we were going to fight back either. But She whipped our asses, and the cops the whole time are just laughing their asses off, sitting on their fucking squad cars, just laughing. Woo, Mary! Oh my God! You know, so that they won't fuck up again. You know, so seriously, yes, I had some unfair privilege. Let's just say that I had some unfair. Yes, the neighbors were white. I've told this story before. We moved into a white neighborhood that had the Klan. When we first, 1975, I was 5 years old, and the Grand Wizard lived 3 houses down across the street, because we lived at a corner house. So, and here's the messed up thing is, these people are family to me now. These Klan are actually family. Not now. I'm talking about since I was a kid. Like, because a couple of years after living in this neighborhood, my mom ended up saving saving her life. She had a heart attack, and my mom ended up saving the life of the Grand Wizard's wife of the Klan. And so it was like, oh man, these black people are cool as shit. So yeah. Oh, they didn't keep it hidden when they burned the cross. We lived on a main street, not a main road, but a main street, because it's a kind of a side street, but it's literally from the main, like Tidewater Drive. You make that left, and our street was a straight shot to the Navy base that my dad, when he was Navy. And of course, being a dependent and everything. Gate 4 going to NAS, Naval Air Station, it was a straight shot to go to Gate 4. But it was technically, even though as busy as, trust me, it was busy, because it's a main shot to go to Gate 4, but it's a side street, officially. They didn't care about keeping things hidden when they were burning the cross on our front lawn on that side main street. So, but back in 1975, see, when people want to try and talk about racism now, I'm like, where? What are y'all calling racism? A dirty look? Somebody maybe using the N-word against you? That's what y'all call racism? Wow. How about the Klan openly walking around in their robes telling you, fuck you nigger and all this other shit, literally coming up to you with baseball bats and whatever to basically kill your little black ass. You hadn't done anything wrong, but just for being black, as I said, burning the cross on the lawn, that is racism. These LeBron James and all these assholes talking about what racism is today. I've had this discussion with black people trying to be stupid. Well, I know what racism is. Oh, really? Explain to me what you know what racism is. Well, I've had, white people giving me dirty looks and calling me a nigger. Ooh, that's it? That's what you consider racism? Let me tell you what I consider racism. And when I tell them my story, that's when they're like, or my stories, that's when they're like, oh, well, I've never dealt with anything like that before. But then you don't know what the fuck real racism is. So in 2020, there's no such thing to me as racism, unless it's on that level. Unless it's on the level of, like, literally what I talked about, the Klan burning the cross in your lawn, them physically putting guns and to your head, knives to your throat. That's racism. Just somebody calling me a nigger, I'm like, I'm not an ignorant person, which is what the definition of that word is. And I just walk on, because it's just a word. Sticks and stones. It's just a word. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Unless they're actually violently attacking you, trying to lynch you. That is racism. This fucking, whatever happened, I mean, seriously, I've said this in numerous of my videos. Whatever happened to sticks and stones? Whatever happened to that? Oh, yeah.
With such callous disregard.
I know I'm at about 30 minutes, but I'm going to go ahead and finish because he's only got like 2 minutes left. So I'm going to go ahead and finish because you know me, I go on my tangents.
Their rights in the law. And the bottom line is, this isn't just happening to me. This is happening to a lot of people.
This is happening to people all over the nation, which is why I keep saying, especially right now in 2020, with cops being violently attacked and murdered, we really do not need bad law enforcement. The DA, the mayor, the governor, the commissioner, captains, all need to come together with the police union and go, these guys need to go. Well, you just can't fire them because, that would break, their union laws or blah, blah, blah. Look, we have a file on this dude that we've been protecting him and everything else. But 2020, in this current environment with their brothers and sisters nationwide being attacked and murdered, bad cops need to go. You need to go. Because, seriously, if you can't do the job correctly, especially because you've got a goddamn gun, I say this for any job with any person. If you can't do the job right, if you don't want to do the job right, don't do the job. But especially if you're carrying a badge and a gun and you can't do the job, just quit. Just quit. You cannot sit here and talk about the unity of the brothers and sisters in blue when you're being a destructive behavior. When you, officers like you, are causing incidents that are causing which I'm totally against riots and all that bullshit anyway, but the fact of you doing something stupid is causing the shit, like the one in Minnesota, the one in Wisconsin, the one in Kenosha, no, I'd have shot that fucker too. But the one in Minnesota, in Minneapolis, up there, that motherfucker needs to fry. That officer, yes, mind you, from all the evidence that's coming out, that George Floyd did OD, that the complications of how he died was from the drugs. Fine. But still, that officer needs to fry. It's not, they just released the information that having his knee on his neck is still, it's not against any of their rules or anything like that. Okay. I'll give you that. It's not against their rules or anything to do that. But being a martial artist since I was 5 years old, so we're talking 45 years. Even expert fighters, we're talking fighters in the octagon, are like, that's not right. So people who are actual fighters, we're all going, that ain't right. People who are professional fighters are going, that shouldn't have happened. What the hell? He's already down on the ground. I've sat on a suspect, not putting my whole weight, on, his lower back and everything, but not putting my whole weight or whatever, not to mess with their breathing or anything like that when I've worked security. But I'm not going to fucking with a person that's handcuffed and face down on the ground. Am I going to put my knee on their neck? So still, that officer needs to fucking fry.
In fact, just that same day, at the same time I was at that courthouse, there was another man who had been assaulted by a deputy inside of a courtroom for no lawful reason, struck him on the shoulder. And he went out in front of the courthouse and he called 911 thinking that a different police agency was going to come, not knowing that it was going to be the same people that had assaulted him. And so when the deputies pulled up and they talked to him about his story, they went inside, talked to the other deputy, and to defend the deputy from the assault charges, their response was to arrest the man for improper use of the 911 call.
What? Pinellas man arrested for 911 abuse for reporting assault by a Pinellas County deputy. What? So you're abusing 911 to file an actual charge of assault against an officer who assaulted you. That's not abuse. Woo! Yeah, let that shit ever happen to me. Let that shit ever happen. I would have all of your goddamn badges. All your fucking badges. And a lot of money after that, too.
He was physically arrested that day, and I actually happened to capture that on video. There was another video of him actually explaining why he called 911, which sounds perfectly reasonable when you listen to the video. I'm going to be putting a video together on that shortly. We're going to be releasing that as well. But you can't have a Pinellas County Sheriff's Deputy's Office where if you even start to make a complaint, their response is to arrest you. If you request records, their response is to try and arrest you.
Corruption.
If they don't like what you're doing, even if you've done nothing wrong, then they're just going to fill out a bunch of reports and lie on the reports and claim that you did. And there's really nobody holding them accountable because Sheriff Galtieri doesn't hold them accountable. And that's why I'm running for Sheriff of Pinellas County.
And again, this is the reason why, because I'm going to finish the video here. And again, this is the reason why everyone is saying that that law enforcement need more training, or just defund the police, disband the police. This is the reason. Stories like this are the reason why this shit is coming out like this. Again, we should not have corruption within law enforcement, especially now in 2020 with everything that's going on. Anyway, that is technically my final thought on that. And as I said, I was going to do another video, but I'm burning up. This shirt's actually kind of a heavier t-shirt fabric, but I love this shirt. PTSD, pretty tired of stupid Democrats. Wish it said Democrats because I fucking love that. But anyway, I will talk to you later. Oh man, Polar Red, what's up? Oh, I know it was sarcasm on that last one. I know. All right, I'll talk to y'all later.